This is a story that I want to tell because it struck me as really, well, I guess ironic is the word that comes to mind. But it seems that there's more to be gleaned from this story about human behavior and what I guess could commonly be called hypocrisy, um, and so forth. And I wanted to talk about it without calling anybody out, without mentioning any names, without starting a beef with anybody, because I really don't have any desire to do that. And yet, when I found out about this, it was so striking to me that I just shook my head and I thought, that's nuts. That's incredible that someone would let himself get away with obviously contradictory behavior. So let me just tell y'all what happened, and I'm not going to name any names, not to protect the innocent, because I don't think this person is innocent. But I am going to say that I don't want to ignite a feud or do anything like that, or call anybody out, or make anybody feel defensive. You know, but I still want to talk about this, so I guess I'm running the risk of that possibly happening if the person who's getting called out discovers that he's getting called out and decides to, I don't know, decides instead of thinking about his behavior and maybe keeping everything to himself, if he decides to lash back at me for one reason or another, then this could potentially become a feud or a beef or something. At least it would be on his end. I don't have any intention of it being anything like that. I don't really know how he would come back from this, really, because it's so damning and so devastating. Just the facts themselves are they speak for themselves. Let me say what happened. I got a notification from someone, and the notification was essentially taunting me. It was saying to me, nobody watches your videos. You've got such a low view count, and you really should just give it up. Give it up, man. You're why bother? Nobody cares about anything you have to say. Nobody's watching. Nobody's listening. Um, you know, so why don't you just close up shop and go away. Hang up your hat and I don't know, do whatever. He didn't say KYS. He didn't say that. But he did say, it's not worth it. It was a taunting and intentionally discouraging message, obviously. And I know that my view count isn't that large, but I think people do watch my videos and get something out of them. Some people do. So I don't think you have to have a huge view count to be legit, to have something to say. So, but anyway, he was saying otherwise. So I thought I would check out this person and see, exactly what's up with him, what his deal is, what he does, where what his because he has a channel of his own out there. I deleted his message and blocked him, just because there's no reason I or anyone out there should have to stand for somebody just mocking and abusing you and it's just not something that I care to leave up as a comment on my page. Maybe some of you saw it before I deleted it. In which case, maybe you know who I'm talking about. But I'm really not trying to identify. I'm trying to do everything I can to not identify this person. But I will say that it's someone whose view count, whose subscriber count is smaller than mine, and whose view count for his videos is not that much different from mine. He's got some videos where where he has more views, and others that are, where there are less. But it's comparable, I would say, to me and to my view count. And his subscriber count is a little bit less than mine at this point. Of course, I once had a list of subscribers on YouTube that was quite a bit higher, 4 times plus higher than what I've got before YouTube nuked my channel, and I had to start from scratch. But there again, that's another story. So it was interesting just to see, he's saying to me, hang it up, it's over. Nobody cares about what you have to say. Nobody's watching. And it turned out that he had about the same, a significantly less number of videos than I did, but the videos that he did have up were about the same, roughly speaking, as mine, as far as the audience, the number of views that they had. But what really got me was when I started watching one in particular, just out of interest, out of curiosity, just to see who my scathing critic was and what he was like, and so forth. And I actually heard him say this. He actually said this in a video. He actually said, I think it's, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, I think it's really kind of petty when men go to some woman's page where she's crying about getting old and not getting older and losing her looks and she's in distress and about that and feeling like she's lost her former glory and it's never coming back. I think this guy said, I think it's really kind of mean and petty. Again, I'm paraphrasing, to say to women like that, oh, you hit the wall, you blew it, you hit the wall. We should do better than that. There's no reason for that kind of to engage in that kind of talk. So this guy who felt the desire, who felt this overwhelming urge to be extremely petty at my expense, but it's not about me. It could have been about anybody. It could have been anybody else that he saw fit to do this with, but it just happened to be me. To say something, mean and petty to me, but now he's which is basically saying, you're useless. Nobody cares about you. Give it up. But now he's saying, I think it's really kind of mean and petty to go and say this kind of thing to women who are in this kind of situation. And by the way, I agree with him on that. I've never been a big fan of laughing at anybody who's in emotional distress. No matter how you feel about the current state of the dating market, and how, how men get ignored, how average to below average status men get ignored, the kind of things that I've talked about here before. Putting all that aside, I've never thought I've always, that thought that it was in poor taste and not not signifying a generosity of soul or spirit, but rather a pettiness of spirit to do this ha ha ha, you hit the wall, you dumb bitch kind of commentary. So it's not that I disagree with him in his point. It's just that he would make a point like that while allowing himself to engage in the kind of rhetoric that he engages in, that he engaged in with me. And if he engages in it with me, I'm not, I don't have delusions of being, being so unique in people's eyes that I must be I must be the one who gets taken down. I'm sure he's engaged in that kind of rhetoric with others as well, but then he wants to say it's bad to be petty. It's bad to just take shots at people, and to be mean, and to tell them that to bully them, and to tell them that they're insignificant, and ha ha ha, stupid you. So so again, my intention in recording this video is not to start a beef with anyone. If the person who knows who he is watching this, just consider what I've said. Just consider it. Think about it. And anybody else, who has found himself, in a similar situation, whether on the receiving end or on the giving end, just think it through, and maybe you'll come to some conclusions that will help you to maybe grow as a person. That's how I'll bring this video to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Talk to y'all soon.